I think it's important that we talk about beer. I'm the global IFF master brewer. My name is, you can call me Jens. You might wonder, what is a master brewer? How did I become a master brewer? And what is IFF doing in my beer? So, I'll just stand over here. So, when you think about my development or what did I go through, I have a master's in pharmaceutical sciences. That was my background. In order to become a master brewer, you actually go through a secondary education in Denmark, where I'm born. It takes about the 2 years. You go to the Scandinavian School of Brewing. Today, that's a collaboration between the University of Copenhagen and the Scandinavian School of Brewing. That includes studying at breweries. It includes drinking beers. It includes talking and discussion about beers. You might think, why did I become a master brewer? Well, I was actually doing something completely different. I was actually sitting in a nice cold office in Queensland in Australia. I was actually inside. I had the responsibility for a fungus, quite a big one actually, and I was going to look at was there any ingredients which could be active against cancer, AIDS, and so forth, also and Alzheimer's, about the brain. And as in life, sometimes something happens as a coincidence, at least in my life. My eye caught an article written by a female master brewer. And what caught my eye was, it was biotechnology, it was all about biology, microbiology, flow dynamics, it was all about, plant design. So I thought, and especially like liquid fluids and the yellow liquid like beer. Then I said to myself, that is my life. I need to be a master brewer. I need to be a master of brewing a beer, a master of producing a beverage. So you might say that I was actually getting away from scuba diving. I was getting away from going under the sea. Sometimes after being 30 years in the master brewing world, I might like to go back again, but that's on another note. So, going back to what is IFF doing in my beer? Well, I'll give you 2 examples at least about what we are doing within beer. Because beer, what is that? What are you drinking? Well, beer is normally a mix of barley. You need some barley, you need some hops, you need some water, and then you need a little bit of yeast. The yeast is vital here to produce aroma, to produce alcohol, if you want an alcoholic drink, and also the bubbles you have in the little vial. That is important, but who says that you actually can choose whatever raw materials you would like to use in your local country? And sometimes we have, of course, a lot of development in a lot of countries around the world about using corn, rice, sorghum, cassava. It's also called tapioca starch, a little bit of wheat. There's abundant amount of opportunities here to use other feedstock or other raw materials producing beer. So there's a little drawback on this. Of course, if you want to be more sustainable and want to use corn or rice, for instance, there's no enzyme in these feedstock or these raw materials. So then you needed a helping hand from IFF, the enzymes. And one of these enzymes do actually help you as well. It's called an alpha amylase. That can actually, in reality, reduce the heat energy by about 15 degrees Celsius. So that's reducing your heat load or your heat need. So enzymes are a bit like catalyzing the whole process of the future. The second example is all about another enzyme, and it's about, if you know a little bit about brewing, there's at least 2 steps in brewing where you need a filter, sometimes even more. But when you have a liquid going through a filter wall, viscosity is important. So what our enzymes can do, it can reduce the viscosity of the liquid going through these filters. And you know what? Then your heat need is less, because you have to clean less. You get more through the filter, meaning that you actually also use less water. To give you one example about that is that imagine like the European beer volume in total is about 400 to 500 million hectoliters of beer. If you apply this enzyme in all that beer produced, you can save water equivalent to about 760 Olympic-sized swimming pools. And you can also save on energy equivalent to about 11 windmill turbines, the energy produced by them. So I'd say that that's an important step. It's an important message about sustainable brewing in the future. We also have another example of using enzymes within the brewing world about no-low. It's no and low alcohol beers. That is also what you have in your glass right now. We actually have an enzyme which can produce a bigger mouthfeel to your beer. It's a bit complicated here, but in reality, what we are producing is a beer which needs less energy when you actually remove the alcohol afterwards. So in reality, you can save again. When you remove the alcohol, you need heat. And we can actually save on energy in that step as well. So what you're drinking now is a 0.0 beer. I hope you like it. I can see on the vial that normally when you have a beer, you have a glass, you have a nice glass, and what you normally look at is the head or the foam, the amount of it. It should be dense and white. In this beer, it's straw to golden colored. And then you take a little sip. I don't have my glass, but you can do it. And then you get this little bitterness, smooth, nice bitterness. The aroma will be a little fruity, banana. So I hope you like that beer at least, and I hope that you like what we are doing within your beer. At least we're helping on keeping you on the sustainable pathway to the future. Thanks a lot.